Oh man, yeah, it was a really, really great final between the Taranga Lions of Senegal and the Atlas Lions of Morocco. First of all, before I dive into the subject matter, before we start discussing the final outcome of the match, I will, first of all, like I usually do, to my esteemed and highly amazing fans out there, blessed, glorious day to you all. Thank you for having been faithful all this while to my channel and to my page. And yeah, kudos to you all for following and for putting out time to comment, like, and share, follow. So, congratulations, big congratulations to the Tarangas Lions of Senegal. They made it against all odds. Of course, all the antics during the build up to the game. I already made a video about that, of all the controversies, of all the antics, the mind game. Then, of course, the things that are not to be, that shows how desperate the Moroccan have been to win this outcome by all costs, all means necessary. But of course, as the God of soccer will say how we have it, the God of soccer is not in support of anything that has to do with controversies and being biased. Of course, we saw how the match went, how the whole thing turned around, goals being disallowed. Of course, the goal that was the Senegalese scored, I saw that goal was disallowed because of the reason for a push in the build up to the game, to the goal. And of course, just like against Nigeria, when Nigeria played the top place match against Egypt, the goal that Onuchu scored because of the elbow incident and the build up to the goal was also disallowed. So of course, that goal being down, be said, I don't really have any bias against the goal being disallowed because it was evident. But of course, the penalty that was given against the Taranga Lions of Senegal that Brian Diaz finally missed. Of course, it shows how all the elements and the element of the game worked against them, because they were not made to win this AFCON, because all along they have been like unduly favored throughout the tournament. So this very final game, and of course it was the luck run against them, and Diaz couldn't really do much with that opportunity. Then went into the extra time, and of course, before you could say Jack Robinson, Senegal got a very clean goal. This is what I always say. No matter how controversial the officiating in a match like this is, score a clean goal that can never be decided, can never be argued. Of course, Senegal got it. Was a clean goal that luck and fortune, Providence gave them to silence the Moroccan crowd. So kudos to Senegal once again. They had that tenacity. They had that exertion of themselves. They had that forcefulness, which I always say that yes, if as a team you have that force and you have that exertion in a match like this, there is no way you will not carry the day. Every of the department shows that the players were all up to the standard, up to the pressure, even up and above board in putting all their effort, energy, and strength, and stamina, and concentration. No department was lacking. It even showed that they lacked the presence of their captain, the person of Koulibaly. You can see what I mean. So it shows how in depth the squad is, and the coach, the tactical prowess of that coach, the Senegalese coach. So in this very stage, this is what Nigeria need to learn from. Nigeria, please, and I say please, learn from what you saw today. This video, share and let it go viral so that Nigeria himself, because of course, hearing from the horse's mouth as regard somebody that was in the stadium against when Nigeria played their match against Morocco, person of a very dark man, how he gave his own analysis. Of course, I saw reasons, I saw points in what he said, and of course, even before I got to even hear from him, I already saw that very point that he highlighted, which I was already aware of. Because of course, I saw the very fact that some our midfield was lacking a confident person. Of course, he talked about the Club Brugge guy. What is his name? Oyindika, something like that. Yeah, is it Oyindika? Because think Oyindika. He couldn't really do much. It was just a shadow of himself, and the coach was there. Couldn't make the necessary change. Which, if it was a good, sound coach, he would have quickly swing into action and remove that guy. Of course, he also made mention of the other guy, Akon, that was really was a shadow of himself too. Why couldn't the coach make the necessary change when you have better players? The person of Akinwumi that he also talked about before the competition started, it was the dire need of the guy. He invited the guy all throughout the tournament. He didn't even take a ball. So those are some of the things that I personally see doubt the prowess of Erisikushe. If he still could be the coach of Nigeria, he has to do more, because in that kind of that templed match that Nigeria played against the crowd, he couldn't really do much tactically when the all odds were down, the chips were down, and against all, they couldn't really do much, which would have expected him to do something very, very spectacular to prove his tactical in-depth in reading and understanding games. So kudos to Senegal, they did what Nigeria couldn't do, and of course they saved the day for the very fact that it couldn't have happened that all the West African countries would have been conquered just like that. So I personally had that at the back of my mind that no, this can't be, let it not be that Morocco conquered a straight three or even much more West African countries that are known for strength, stamina, and physicality in terms of African football. So, guys, this is it. So, of course, the reputation of the AFCON and Africa competition like this was already at stake. That if Morocco could have gone ahead to win it with all this controversy, it would have gone well in history for the competition. And right now, thank God, Senegal did it. Yeah, to rewrite the record, make the record straight with all the controversies and the leadership prowess, the leadership input of the Senegalese captain that was standing captain for the night, the person of Sadio Mane. He also stood his ground and he organized his team when they boycott the game. He also he really showed his leadership input and prowess and made the match to continue. And yeah, of course, against all just give them the victory, and which is a well-deserved victory because I watched the match. All the statistics shows how the game was even balanced, and it was even on the side of the Taranga Lions because they really came out. I haven't saw what the Moroccans played against Nigeria. They weren't ready to let the chips down, let anything be given away in this match. And of course, they made West African proud, and they make African proud. They saved the reputation of the African organized competitions like this. So in the future, yeah, of course, we'll know that yes, they have really lived up to expectation in the future. This should be a wake-up call to other countries that are going to be organizing and the CAF to be able to put things straight. There should be more that need to be done in terms of organization, proper organization, and organization that is devoid with control, without controversy, devoid of controversies. So guys, thank you, love you, and God bless you. Follow, like, and share for more updates, and that's it.